Yeah, what's the word? It's your boy CJ, Eli, and Nigel here back with another episode of the Fleecers Fantasy Football Podcast. What's the word? How y'all doing, fellas?
Doing good. What's going on, man? We back.
Day to be living.
Hey, I love to hear it. I love to hear it. With some quick NFL news, I'm going to lay it out for you so we can roll right up into it. First things first, we didn't talk about my beloved Giants are throwing it back for their 100-year anniversary as a team. And they got new throwback jerseys, fellas. And I believe I've sent y'all the jerseys. Y'all have seen these jerseys, correct?
Nah, I seen the jerseys.
And we are appalled. I am appalled as a fellow Giant.
The city of New York.
We can't get jiggy with this shit. You feel me? This is not the vibe. I saw they asked Malik Neighbors, because of course they just want to ask your number one pick just to feel like, how is he always happy, like just checking the vibe to him, because they always say that. They say Malik Neighbors hate New York, but every time you see him around the rookies and all that stuff, they always vibing. They always seem to be having a good time. So I ain't getting what to say, what it is. But they asked him already. They basically were like, yeah, how do you feel about the jerseys? He was like, I can't really swag it out for real. You know what I mean? I can't really drip with it, but it is what it is. I said, damn.
Yeah, that's a bad look, dog.
I feel like the Giants. You know, like when you playing Madden and you want to create a team. The first jerseys they give you with the templates, like template 8 or something like that. That's what I'm thinking.
And Nigel say they got the template jerseys on.
They got
number 8.
You feel me? Like
year anniversary, damn.
You feel me? Like, you know, like they look like they reached out to somebody in the city. They sent them things back, and they're like, "Damn, yeah, this a little hard." Like, yeah, it's the template jersey from Madden 06, and it's the same jersey.
I'm fucking weak. Yeah, man. And it was sad to see. It's sad to see, but you know what I mean. I understand there's a historic background to it, but I'm black, so the last 100 years of the Giants I could care less about. You feel me?
100 years ago, bro, they were probably hard, bro. You know, they probably said, "Oh, that's the shit right there."
What I mean by this, I don't know if you noticed. Last year, Tyrod Taylor was the first black QB to win a football game for the New York Giants. Yeah. That just goes to show. There's been a bunch of times that you could tell you the New York Giants, like in the past couple years, have been some black QBs like on like around to come through. I just knew, like, nigga, we're not drafting no fucking first round QB. We're not drafting. I'm like, nope, we're not doing it. I could tell. Let me know when the Giants draft a black QB first round. I'll tell you, you're lying.
Couldn't be my team.
What did Nigel always say? It's called racism. I think it's racism.
It's literally called racism. You know. Hey, man.
So I fucked around. So now, continuing on with my Giants and how they're just in the trash. Darren Waller, tight end, has retired from the league, and it was all but known. He was dropping hints left and right, but after the music video, I believe that you two gentlemen have caught glimpses of, if you don't live under a rock, has showed that the writing was not even on the wall. It was on the timeline. It was right there in front of you. It was there telling you, I'm out of here, fellas. Have y'all, tell me, y'all, do y'all know about the music video? When y'all want to break down explaining what's going on?
I seen bits and pieces of the music video. And I've seen the freestyle he dropped. You feel me? I feel
freestyle.
He dropped a little freestyle. You feel me? What I do want to say is, man,
can he freestyle better than his actual music video?
The thing is, he freestyled it, but like he had the paper reading it. You feel me? But it said freestyle on the video. Hey, but you feel me? Hey, to each his own. What I do want to say is Kelsey Plum. She must got that thing on her. This boy going through it. This brother need help.
Hey, listen, if you don't know, if y'all don't know what's going on, Darren Waller just retired NFL player. What past couple years, 2 years ago, I don't know the exact date. I might make me go look it up. He married Las Vegas ace guard Kelsey Plum, and they were married for how long? Let me go Google how long.
They were married for a couple years.
They were married for 2 years. About 2 years, and they recently just got divorced out of nowhere. Like they said, it was basically like came out of nowhere. Everybody was shocked, and so with that being said, outside of that divorce, a couple months out of there, what do we see? Darren Waller comes out with this basically. I'm not even. I don't know. Is it? Do they even still call people emo? Like emo? Like is that the thing? Is it just basically emotional, or what was he giving? What was he? I don't need. I can't even.
Hey, look,
My man looked
He was being artistic. He was expressing himself.
sadder than sad.
Sadder than sad.
Sadder than sad.
In a different way than football. He was like, you know what? And you know what? You know what's crazy? But I was looking at this and I was like, yo, like Kelsey Plum must be a heck of a woman, man.
Yo,
You retire from the sport you love to play, and you drop two. You have a music video. You drop the music video, and you drop a freestyle.
yo,
Hey, yo,
he
listen.
he got a woman that I supposedly was supposed to be Kelsey Plum, who looked nothing like this woman. If y'all go look at this music video and then Google Kelsey Plum and then come back to us and then tell us that this brother's hurt, man, because he trying to he so hurt because the girl that he got to try to like act as just wasn't up to no standards. I know Kelsey Plum was looking at that like, this is who y'all got. This
It's
bro. She definitely got the last laugh on that, bro.
but he down tremendously. Doing it like, look, I'm a gaslighter. You break up with me doing mental health awareness month.
men's
I'm
mental
throwing it
health
back at you.
awareness month.
I'm like, you're gonna have to wait till after this month is over. I can't. This is this is like I'm hitting it with this is like breaking up with me on our anniversary. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm
You
fucking.
gotta give me some time.
That is some funny ass fucking shit. And then on top of that, I don't know if y'all saw the end of the music video when apparently like he got stabbed in his back and like apparently died, and he fall in the water like he like on the beach. You feel me? And so when he on the beach, the water like go over his face like he like supposed to be dead, but because the water in his shit like in his mouth, he like can't breathe. Sorry.
Yo.
Yeah. Right, that's the damn near choked himself. Oh God, Darren Waller.
Hey,
Oh Jesus Christ.
all I gotta
They
say
said,
is I hope he enjoys retirement.
"Hey, listen."
Like get better, gang. Get better.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Just like Nigel said, just to end it off, just like Nigel said, something had to be going on because that man gave up. That man left 16 million on the table. If he would have played this year, he would have had 16 million.
Could I have done one more season?
One more season? Damn.
I'm about to check. You know you can bet on you can bet on anything in Vegas. I'm about to bet the over on the amount of games Darren Waller is at for the Aces this year. I'm about to bet the over.
Listen, man. Listen,
However many
man.
games he just said he gonna be at, I'm betting the over. He gonna be at all of them.
Hey, he not gonna, but it's not gonna count because he gonna be masked up. He gonna be in the sky.
Hey, like with the Fleecers logo with the hat on.
Hey, hey.
Hey, but they gonna be playing Where's Waldo with Darren Waller. Is that Darren Waller in that trench coat? he gonna be
fucking five ass,
he gonna
six
be
the rock looking at ass.
he gonna be running off like the shorties like the shorties at the end of Mari when they realize that the baby daddy really hit the baby daddy.
Yo.
Yo,
They
listen,
gonna follow him with the camera.
it
Like,
wasn't me. Delete all that shit. Delete all that shit. Listen, man. I promise you. Listen. That my team is going outside right now. I ain't even gonna hold you. They also betting the overs on like how many games Drew Lock gonna play. You feel me? Like how many touchdowns is Neighbors gonna get from Drew Lock? I'm like, Jesus.
but you can bet on anything in
Up out
Vegas,
of there.
man. They got the how many Tommy DeVito starts we gonna get this season. I said, dang, Tommy DeVito.
Mm.
Talk about him.
I thought next Thursday. I'm not even done talking about Ted Denny. I'm not even gonna talk about him. Good luck to that brother. That man, he went to Syracuse and he also had he was like right down the road from the stadium. So he was like, I'm gonna kick it at the family crib. I salute you. That's a good look. That's a good salary and paying and staying at the crib. So, but moving on. I want to get into last bit of news is some wide receivers got paid, man. Some wide receivers got paid. I'm talking about 3 in specific. And I looked up, and we're gonna start off with the big Kahuna Jay Jettas. Big Kahuna got $4 million extended for $140 million a year. That man is averaging $35 million per year, record-breaking deal. Let me see what they saying. Boom, 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 bap. They said how it's going to affect the wide receiver market because we got some other people got paid too. They said, oh, I remember the biggest thing that man Justin Jefferson said. I want to be the highest paid non QB. That's what he said. That's how nice I feel that I am and how I should be looked at. So I want to be the highest paid non-athlete. And they looked at Bosa's contract, and Bosa had become the league's highest paid non-quarterback last September, right before the 2023 season, where he signed a 5-year, $170 million extension, averaging $34 million per year, with non-quarterback records being $122.5 million guaranteed overall guarantees, and $88 million guaranteed at signing. A standard wide receiver was A.J. Brown, recent 3 years at $96 million, averaging 32. Brown said a wide receiver, $84 million, with the 51 fully guaranteed after signing. Jefferson's deal established new wide receiver records for overall guarantees at the amount fully guaranteed at signing, respectively, with 110 million and 88.7 guaranteed. God damn.
Hey, boy, that's generational wealth right there, boy. Hey,
Mm,
man,
mm,
he earned it though, bro. He earned it, man. Ever since he stepped into the league, that boy been a baller. He definitely
Uh,
earned it.
listen, man. I do wanna. I don't have much to say on how much these people are getting paid. I do want to say these black men getting this type of money is a tremendous thing. That
mm-hmm.
they should definitely go out there and get their bread. They deserve this money. Hey, I ain't want to speaking on nobody else's money, but I do want to say it's a tremendous thing for them, and I commend all of these black men. That's all I'm gonna say on this. That's all I'm gonna say on this. Personally, with me.
Bro. They got paid, bro. They got paid. Shoot.
Because I think, and then going on to Nico Collins got paid. I want to say he occurred a 3-year contract. I want to say for 72 million, 72.7 million. Do the quick math. That's something around 20 something million guaranteed, 20 something per year.
Okay.
Let me see. 20 Nico Collins per year contracts. 24 million per year.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Does that make him the number one QB? Does that make him the number one receiver with the Texans?
I need to see it, man. I need to see it. I think he had a great season last year, but was that like an aberration, or was that like a sign of things to come? You know, because before CJ got there, I mean, we didn't know who Nico truly was. You know, maybe he was always like that, and they just didn't have the QB play to go with it. But I don't know. I'm not saying he didn't deserve his money, but if he's gonna be like the true number one receiver, we gonna see. We're gonna see this season. You know, they got Tank Dell back. He's gonna be healthy. They got Stefon in there too. So I mean, somebody's got to take up most of the targets, but we're gonna see.
In the draft, somebody picked. In our draft, somebody picked Stefon Diggs a whole round before Nico Collins, and Nico Collins went in the third.
I peaked.
Hold on.
I peaked.
Low key, I don't know if you see me like looking over. I'm looking over. I've been looking over at the mock draft for a little bit just to see who I'm gonna put in the slaughterhouse. You feel me? I've been looking for a second. You feel me?
And as you should, because there's a couple in here. I said, "Oh, Jesus!" There's some people that are making some grandiose. Somebody heard the sleeper episode, and went and got Alvin Kamara in the fourth round. I said, "Jesus."
Hey, niggas got Isaiah Pacheco in the fourth. I said, damn, y'all niggas letting niggas get great grabbing Isaiah Pacheco in the fourth.
I
Yeah,
said,
you feel me? Niggas is desperate. Yeah, let us fly.
Hey, right before we get into that, finishing off the last wide receiver that got paid, we got Jalen Waddle, who had who that is 28 million more than 25 million per season guaranteed. Jalen Waddle with a 3-year contract extension around 76 million practically guaranteed.
Okay.
So what was that? Was that Jefferson at 35?
Yeah, Jefferson at 35.
Waddle at 25 and Nico at 23? 24.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Waddle should have deserved just a little more, per year money than Nico.
Okay.
If say Nico is 24. I mean, Waddle's been that dude ever since he stepped into the league. So I feel like he should have been at least like 27. But I understand, bro. I think I heard something. Like Tyreek is looking for a new deal as well. So, hey, if Jefferson got 35, look, Reek like, hey,
because it said Jefferson got 35. Jefferson got 35. Jefferson got 35, and CD Lamb the next one holding out. So CD Lamb like, what y'all see? Y'all need to be talking 32 minimum. Minimum.
No less than 32.
32, I'm actually disgusted at, but I won't walk away. You feel me? But like 32, I'm mad at. Like,
that's where we're going to at least start the conversation.
I'm the Cowboys. I ain't paying nobody.
Really need to be 33.
We ain't won a playoff game in how long? Niggas gotta show me before I start paying niggas again. And for me, I ain't about to keep on paying niggas.
Oh, bro, you're not about to let CD walk out the door. You about to pay that man.
Hey,
you about to pay that man.
We ain't leaving the first round, and then any nigga can go.
Hey, that's not his fault.
He said any nigga can go.
That's not his fault.
It's something about 2 to 3 decades of losing that have you like, you know what? I'm paying these niggas too much. I might as well sign niggas to the vet. I might as well sign a whole bunch of niggas to the vet minimum if we ain't gonna win the playoffs regardless.
Hey, look, I promise you, bro, that stadium gonna empty quick if you let CD walk for nothing. You about to pay CD.
I'll let you know right now, them Cowboys fans wouldn't go nowhere. They could have me, you, and CJ on the field. Cowboys fans gonna be there.
That's a fact.
They are loyal. Hey, I'm just saying, right? Look, you gonna pay CD. You do not let an All-Pro walk out for nothing. That's just idiot.
Oh no, he's gonna get paid. He definitely gonna get paid.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. It's just where we drawing the minimum at, because it's an easy 32. I think in my book, 32 would actually be like.
I think they got to start the conversation at like 33. I think so.
As soon as you get to talking JJ numbers, I'm like, oh, you think you better than him?
And he really only broke out in the last back half of the season, but we'll see.
I'm like, hey, but I ain't gonna lie, yo, these coaches better than me. As soon as I see a nigga going off a little too much, I'm hitting up Dak. Like Dak, you want that bonus, don't you? You better stop tossing to that nigga.
Hey, no, listen. Hey, no, listen.
Whatever money I'm giving him, I can't give you. You better stop playing now. You better hey, look somebody else way.
Dak be bro. Some of these QBs be trying to take up like 30% of their damn roster space, in contracts. Like Dak gonna be looking for a new contract after this year.
Oh yeah, bro. The Cowboys, they gonna have to figure out how to pay their players, bro. Because I think Dak looking for a new one, CD, and then they got Micah coming up next too. And he a DN. You know, we're not talking about like D tackle. Like we talking like one of the premier positions.
And Micah Parsons like to get ignorant sometimes.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I know
the podcast where he gonna be on when he trying to get paid gonna be legendary.
Oh yeah,
hey,
he gonna be he gonna let it loose.
And you don't want to pay me? Okay.
Yeah, bro. So I don't know. I think they probably gonna let that go after this season. To be completely honest,
you think so?
I mean, shit. If you gotta pay CD and you gotta pay Dak and you gotta pay Micah, but Dak the QB and they ain't got no what? How many playoff wins do they got? Like one with him?
I think they got one playoff win in almost 3 decades.
Yeah. So I mean, bro, I can't give you Joe Burrow money and you not leading us to the Super Bowl like Joe Burrow, bro. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I can't do that.
You seen that Iron Man? You seen that Iron Man when he's like,
Nigga, I know that's how most people be feeling about Patrick Mahomes. It's like, yo, nigga, we got you the best. We got you the best receivers in the world. This nigga Patrick Mahomes is doing it with Kadarius Toney. So I need you to ask yourself, do I need to be paying you, or do I just wait for Patrick Mahomes to have a son and I pay him as soon as he come out the womb? You feel me? Like you feel me? You feel me?
You choose. The choice is yours.
Hey, yo, Patty different though, bro. You know, he be signing them 10-year contracts and like, look, go ahead. We're gonna push my money back because I'm trying to get these chips.
Fair.
Look, he got three rings already. He's trying to go for his 4th. So he said, look, I don't give a fuck what the mother nigga signing for. As long as I'm counting my rings, look, I got my endorsement deals that gonna make up for it too.
I don't give a fuck about none of that.
And look, he's still making like 45 like a year or something.
I do want to say, like, I do want to really go ahead and hop into this mock draft. Breaking news, which this news I already knew.
Tells me
Sam Darnold has been named the starting QB for the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, man, we already
knew
that. We already knew that was gonna happen.
That's crazy.
You feel me? I seen a lot of monkeying around in the chat for a second, and I was like, I feel like I already knew this.
Yeah.
But you know,
good thing I didn't draft him.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look, that is the best thing that can happen for JJ McCarthy. No cap. That's the best thing that can happen, man. I think QBs do a lot better when they can sit, learn for a little bit, and then start to play.
What you
learning? There's only certain QBs that can really just come out and
what you learning from Sam Darnold
and light the league on fire.
Sam Darnold don't know how to do nothing but taxes. That boy is not good. And you're not learning nothing from Sam Darnold.
Hey, bro. I mean, look, Minnesota looking like, look, we gonna give it to Sam until he fuck up.
Hey,
like JJ, we gonna give you enough time to sit.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
It's gonna happen, bro. You probably gonna start halfway. Let's be real.
So does that affect how you feel about JJ, about Justin Jefferson?
Nope.
Hey, but the only thing that make me feel away about JJ is that him and Zach Wilson look exactly the same. And you feel me? You feel me? Thing is, they both can't be terrorists. You feel me? One of them got a hit.
Hey man, well we will see. They say that JJ McCarthy was one of the most NFL ready QBs at the level that was coming out next to Caleb Williams. So we'll see.
I think he's gonna be solid, bro. You know, Sam Darnold being the starter over him. Look, don't take that as a slight, bro. Sit back, learn a little bit. And I mean, Look, by the end of the season, he probably gonna be starting regardless.
Fair. Fair.
Let's see.
Take your time, young brother. Take your time. We'll be battling for a wild card spot soon enough.
But since we're talking about Vikings right now, I do want to go ahead and transition, man. Let's. I got a question to ask you, Eli, man. I want a question to ask you because I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this draft. I want to know. I want to know, man.
Hold on. Let me get into the. Let me explain the mock draft. Let me break.
Go ahead. Go ahead and explain. Go ahead
Let
and
me break
explain.
it
Go
down.
ahead and explain.
Let them see the mock draft on the screen first.
Where's gonna be? Is it? Is it gonna
It'll usually take up the whole screen.
take the
So
whole screen? I
they'll
was
take up
like,
the
if it's
whole
on,
screen.
I'd be like, if you was able to put it up somewhere with all our faces still there, I want to point. I want to like potentially like just point to like, all right, so this is what niggas was.
Fucking up
This,
at.
this is what niggas is wild at.
This is where niggas said
We might
we
have
don't
to
give a
get the
fuck.
magic marker thing on the video. We start circling shit. That is like, it's all right
Yeah,
now.
I feel it. But they'll probably be seen on the screen somewhere right about now. Um, I just want to give a quick breakdown of this. This is our second mock draft that we've gone through, and this is the first time that we've taken audience members and put them into the draft. So please be on the lookout. You could be in the next mock draft. We're always looking for either 10 to 12 man mocks to give to help y'all and to help us as well. But we had another 10-man mock draft, and it was PPR scoring, points per reception, and also with that being said, we had one QB, two running backs, one tight end, and three receivers this time, and one flex. Last draft, we had it as two receivers and two flexes, and a flex can be a running back, receiver, or a tight end, which kind of moves some of those receivers down the list a little bit. But now with this one, with the three receivers, it kind of bumps those receivers a little bit heavier and puts a little bit more emphasis on them. So with that being said, we're gonna get into some of these drafts, and Nigel felt like he just had something so on his heart. So go ahead, talk to him. What was your question, big fella?
I gotta talk about this man, Eli, man. What's I've noticed every time we've done these drafts, you always get the great white duo.
I don't
Hey,
always get them.
yeah, hey man, I've never seen you without Josh Allen, and I very rarely seen you without CMC. That's all I want to say.
Hey, look.
Eh,
What
eh,
you're talking about is I'm grabbing the number one running back in fantasy and the number one scoring QB in fantasy.
So I already know what pick you was at in the mock.
So
You feel me? You feel me? Like I'm pretty sure the thing has already been up there by now. So like looking at your team, I do want to say like I'm pretty sure you went the one running back strategy,
The hero strategy.
the hero RB strategy. Looking at your team, like how do you feel? How do you feel you did?
yeah, man. Shoot, pairing up Christian McCaffrey with Josh Allen, that's the duo I was targeting. So having that number one pick, obviously, I was going to take Christian McCaffrey. I think there were some other receivers that I can fill out to be able to make up the gap a little bit. But yeah, going in, I knew Christian McCaffrey with that first pick. And then I already knew nobody was going to take a QB until that third round. So I'm like, yeah, Josh Allen ain't going to make it. If I don't grab him with that 301, he's not coming back to me. So I went ahead and grabbed him with that 301, man. And me personally,
Thinking about it, just thinking real quick, I was going to say, because like you said, the 301 pick, if you didn't take him, that was the 21st pick in the draft. Your next pick wasn't to the 40th pick in the draft. So you said, fuck that. I know Josh not going to make it back to 40. So
yeah. And I mean, at that point, if you're gonna go, this is the thing. If you're gonna go a hero RB, you got to make some business decisions of how are you gonna pair it together. And you could only do a hero RB with certain running backs that are going to get those 20 touches, right? If people have been watching our episodes before, we talked about it. There's only a handful and really like 3 or 4 guys in the league that are those guys that you could be like, yeah, I could grab you with my first round pick and not touch running back again, maybe until like the 6th round, depending on how you play it out or so. So yeah, man, I went in knowing I'm grabbing Christian McCaffrey with that first pick. I'm gonna grab Josh Allen at the beginning of the 3rd, and then let all the other chips fall where they may. And man, I ended up loving it. Man, I ended up sliding. We talked about our sleeper, man, Cooper Kupp.
Man, oh man, I saw that. I said, this nigga Eli. I said, oh, this nigga Eli is a bastard. Is a whole bastard. Let me make sure if I remember correctly, because when I take it out here, that man Cooper Kupp went as the 40th at the end of the 4th round, and I was coming up because I ended up taking, if that's 410, my 4th pick. I was in the 9th. I was the 9th pick. So yeah, I ended up picking Kelsey, and ended up knowing. I said, oh yeah, I said, yeah, I'll snag up Cooper Kupp on the way back around. And that man, I said, oh, that's how niggas feel. I said okay. I said, all right, cool now. But continue with your sleeper stealer.
Like we spoke about before, there are guys in certain, wide receiver rooms that you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna, if I can't pay the price for that 1A guy, I will take that 1B option in a high, passing offense. Yeah, I wasn't gonna take Puka with the 1-on-1. I'm not a dumbass. But sliding Cooper, who could be a top 15 receiver, who I think will be, with my 4th round pick, hey, I love it. I'm okay with him being my wide receiver 2, who could be a wide receiver 1 any given Sunday. So yeah, I love that. I love it.
You know what I'm starting to realize doing these mock drafts.
What you realize, Nigel?
I think, and this is like my first year, like outside of Dynasty, obviously, and doing like full drafts. I'm starting to realize, and this might just be the case for this draft, especially for name value wise. Why would I pick a QB in my top 10? Even in a 1 QB league, why would I pick a QB in my top 10 if at 10:01 you're getting Caleb Williams, Justin Herbert, Kirk Cousins, Trevor Lawrence, Jared Goff? Are there like if I can fill out my skill positions top to bottom, like if I can get elite skill positions and I can still in the 10th round get a Justin Herbert type talent, why would I pick a QB? I obviously got Joe Burrow in at 7, but looking at it, I'm like, if I was able to get Justin Herbert at 11, why couldn't I have just went? Why couldn't I just like doubled up on like getting a better receiver or getting a better running back at that?
I'm gonna pull up.
Is that a thing like that's just happening just because there's more QBs that can provide value now?
So I'll speak on that real quick, and then I'll let CJ give his expertise as well, man. When you're doing that, bro, it's really gonna come down to, do you know how to fill out your team, right? Like if you have a chance in the end of the 3rd going into like the 4th, if Lamar Jackson slides down to you, do you feel like you're good enough at drafting other skilled players to say, I'm gonna pass on a guy that could be the number 1 overall QB,
yeah,
and be okay with drafting like, say, like Jordan Love, right? That's not a bad QB to have.
Yeah.
But there is a big, sometimes there is a gap where it's like, yeah, that guy that I could have drafted that is going to give me possibly number 1 QB, QB play every week, compared to a guy that, rushing upside isn't there. And that's the main thing. When you're looking at the guys that went pretty early, you're talking about your Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. All of those guys have that rushing upside, right? So it's like, okay, even if they throw, say, for like 200 yards, they might rush for another 50. They could possibly do like a little tush push, little goal line, score 1 or 2 rushing touchdowns with 1 passing touchdown. Hey, that's a top 3 scoring QB that week.
Yeah.
You know,
But no,
now if you take a guy,
I guess my question was like, where is that? Let's say once Josh Allen, Patrick, and Lamar are gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see a reason to like, if I can get a Justin Herbert in round 11, is there like, or like even like Jalen Hurts, is there a reason to like?
And so what it is what I think is, which again, that so like the number one QB Josh Allen last year scored 24 points a game, averaged to 24 points a game this past season, right? Jalen Jordan Love, who went in our draft, Jordan Jordan Love went in our draft real quickly. Went in the as the 90th pick as the end of the 9th round, right? Jordan Love he was the 5th QB of the season at 19.4 points, right? And so there's a 5-point difference, but what you realize is that what Jordan Love has to score to match Josh Allen, he's gonna have to throw the out of that ball, and he's gonna have to score passing touchdowns as well. And so with that being said, it's going to be it's like more of a variance almost. You're like, all right, Jordan Love has to be on a heater all 17. You know what I mean? Josh Allen can have some off days throwing and pick it up and get you that 22 to 24-ish on average game for you at the QB position, even if he's having an off day throwing the ball. And so that's where we're trying to get into. So we got to look at it. The thing about Josh Allen also is he throws a lot of interceptions too, which is something you got to think about. But Josh Allen threw for 29 touchdowns and ran for another 15 touchdowns, right?
Yeah.
And so there are a lot of people that do talk about Josh Allen like with some of his question marks at receivers, and like his main throwing target might be fucking Dalton Kincaid. You know what I mean? And so it is you are going out on a limb to because Josh Allen has been the number one QB, I think, like the past like 2-3 years or something like that.
I mean, bro, he's easily been a top three.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you are going out on that limb to go for that outlier, because what happens is you do need Josh Allen to perform that much better. There does need to be a gap between.
And that's what I'm kind of like referring to, but where is how big is the gap? Like Josh Allen, Lamar, they're obviously like that big gap.
So there's gaps, there's tiers. So you have your top three. You basically have your Josh Allen, your Lamar Jackson, and typically depending on either Lamar Jackson and what did I say? You got your Josh Allen's, Jalen Hurts, and Patrick Mahomes, and then you have Lamar always in there at that 4 spot too. Now, if you look at it, everybody has had some buffs or some nerfs to their QB situation, and then it'll lead into what I was thinking about. Justin Herbert specifically might not be the best option, which is why I switched that with Jordan Love, is because while Josh Allen has taken a hit at receiver, he no longer has Stefon Diggs and has a whole bunch of new receivers in his midst. You know what I mean? He still can run the ball, and so that still is working in his favor. Boom. You got Jalen Hurts, who got Saquon Barkley. We don't know how is that going to affect his rushing TDs. You know what I mean? Which is a big reason why he's technically in that top 3, top 4. You know, and so then you go to who is the other one that I was looking at? Lamar. Lamar now has Derrick Henry. Who's to say what is that going to do from his rushing upside, and how much are they throwing? How much are they? You know what I mean? So it's just who's to say where the gaps could lie and where everybody is. So I feel like on average, the top 4, everybody has still kind of taken some nerve, which almost what I almost want to say why I think is a sneaker pick, is a sleeper pick almost at the QBs. Why Patrick Mahomes sometimes gets that 4. He's being that 4th QB off the board, depending on where the niggas are going. You can get Patrick Mahomes in the 4th or 5th round. Yeah. That's a nice pick. I'm not gonna hold you. You know, so because Eli believes that gap is still there. Yeah. if you're somebody that doesn't believe that gap is so wide, then you can take a sleeper pick where I kind of went. We'll get to my pick. We'll get to my team a little bit later. But I went and got I got Kyler Murray as one of the sleeper picks. Me and Eli exchanging sleepers. You know what I mean? And so I ended up getting Kyler Murray in the 8th round as the 72nd pick off the board, and then I ended up my last skill position pick being Kirk Cousins at 13.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just in case of, you know what I mean? I was looking at Jaden Daniels did get sniped off of me at the 10th round because I ended up.
It ain't the first time. It ain't the first time.
You know, so niggas did get Jaden Daniels a little earlier than I thought niggas was going. So I said, cool beans.
And
So CJ, like, just I know you mentioned your team. I do want to like. I know we just talked about Eli's team. I do want to like get into your team because you went with a different strategy, and honestly, you went with a different strategy in the sense where you didn't completely go to RB, but like
I basically did.
you
I'm the closest one.
you basically did because you definitely got Travis Etienne, which is like top 3 in fantasy points for running backs. You feel me? So you technically did, and you still was able to pull off Garrett Wilson in that 2 RB strategy. Like, how do you feel that like?
What ended up, I like my team a lot. So what ended up happening with my 2 RB, which was just, you got to go out on a limb about it. But I knew I was going to go 2 RB just because I wanted to give that strategy out for to see how it would play out for the audience and stuff like that. But
played off well.
So I ended up, I went Breece Hall. Breece Hall went at pick 9. Breece Hall at 9 is fucking beautiful. I remember Austin Eckler sliding to pick like 7, 8 one year, and I was like, oh, that was just I made it to the championship that year with that. So getting Breece Hall being one of those, he depending just on how healthy everybody is and things like that, he definitely is.
He gonna be top.
He's one of the only people that could really talk to Christian McCaffrey about that top spot. Like, hey, what it look like? What it look like? What it feel like up here? You been up here by yourself for a smooth minute. I just wanted to see. I ain't too far away from you, Bucko. You know what I mean? So with that being said, Breece Hall at the 9th spot he was the 3rd running back off the board. Bijan going at the 7th pick, which you took him at 7. So I mean, either or Bijan or Breece Hall, I still think is a great pick, either or. But I ended up going Breece Hall at the 109 pick, and ended up going Garrett Wilson at the turn because I was gonna go Jahmyr Gibbs. Because first off, because I didn't think Puka Nacua went at the 10 spot, and then I thought Garrett Wilson. I thought he was going to go wide receiver. But when he went Puka Jahmyr Gibbs, I said, oh.
Yeah, y'all already know how I feel about Puka over Garrett.
Hey, listen, I saw it and I said, I'm going to do this for Nigel. I'm going to do this for Nigel here.
This is disrespectful.
I'm going to do this for Nigel because I knew Nigel would, he just felt better on my team than Nigel's team. You know what I mean?
Hey, and I was going to get him. But I like just elaborating more into this 2 RB strategy, which you like.
And so to continue, man, to what ended up happening was going with, as I had to turn at Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. As I'm at the 9th and 12th pick, I don't pick until the next. I don't have till the 29th pick after that. You know what I mean? So I'm looking, I'm like, all right, let me see what's sliding on down. And when I see Travis Etienne right there staring at me as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th running back off the board, and like we've been talking about, is a sleeper all the way and still has top 5 upside. You know what I mean? I said, hey now, I don't see Buddy I don't see him being there when I come back. And so with Breece Hall, I was like, I could still lock up this 2 RB strategy just because I felt like that was a big play to lock up Breece Hall and Travis Etienne, both people who are commanding heavy rotation in the backfield. I know they got Tanks Bigsby supposed to be spelling out some more, and they got Dearness Johnson. I think they also have for the Jags. So, but I'm buying it some, but not all the way. Like, he's still going to be a high volume impact player, and he's still going to get touchdowns. And I think the Jaguars are going to be better this year, so I'm banking on that. And so I just knew, like, if I didn't take him then, there was no way he was gonna slide on back to me. So it was like I had Travis Etienne, and then I went all the way down, and at that next turn, I saw Travis Kelce there. I said Travis Kelce in the 4th round, sliding all the way down.
That's a steal.
I said Sam Laporta went. Hey, Sam Laporta went in the 3rd round. Nigel picked up Sam Laporta in the 3rd round is right around that time. I think is the time where he should have kind of went. Do you know what I mean?
I got a quick hot take. I don't think Sam Laporta should be taken over Travis Kelce.
Hey.
Look, I've been looking at some stats, man.
Yeah, you've been looking at the wrong stats.
Look, if we talking, fantasy points, bro, I think they said Sam Laporta was scoring, I think he had like 11 points a game or something like that. And bro, Travis Kelce, if you're taking a tight end in the 3rd round, I think you need a guy that's going to be a little more productive fantasy point wise. I'm not saying that you can't take Sam Laporta. I just think the tight ends, I think it should have been flop. I think Travis should be more of the 3rd, or even grabbing him in the 4th is more of a steal to me. I think at the end of the season, I think Travis is going to have a better season overall than Sam Laporta. Not saying Sam is going to have a bad season, but I don't know if he 3rd round.
Listen here. What some of the people will say, like the pros and cons for Travis Kelce and stuff like that, right? Like, so like to what Eli was saying, in total points per game, Sam Laporta is the number 1 tight end at 239 points, right, in PPR.
Yeah.
If you do to per game, Travis Kelce is number 1, but the per game difference is only 0.5. Travis Kelce is a number 1 with 14.6, and Sam Laporta is number 5 with 14.1. Do you know? You see what I mean?
Travis did miss a couple games too.
I was going to get into it,
and that.
I was definitely. Let me get into that, because then now there's the health wise of Travis Kelce, where some will say, one, he was banged up last year. Do you know what I mean? He was totally banged up last year, and he's old, and what some people will say is that the nervousness on Travis Kelce this year is that the Chiefs are trying to go win a Super Bowl, and if they're trying to go win a Super Bowl, they might not be there. They won't take the regular season somewhat seriously, and what that being saying is, they're on snap counts and just trying to be prepared to play just barely enough just to get to the playoffs so that they could turn it on in the playoffs. And so those are some of the cons against Kelce. And I think with the pro is we got a fucking, what's it called? A Rashid Rice suspension somewhere coming down the line. And everybody else being on some super speed, supersonic bullshit. Everybody else is going to go down the field, and Kelce's still going to be eating up these 1st and 3rd down targets and in the end zone. So I think getting him in the 4th round, being able to get a top 2 tight end in the 4th round,
the number 1 tight end again, easily. I mean, in my eyes, Sam Laporta, he scored 10 touchdowns last season. Do we feel like Sam Laporta can score another 10 touchdowns?
It's going to be tough. Yeah. It's going to be tough with the upgraded.
Going to get more touches.
I was going to say with the upgraded Jahmyr Gibbs, 10 tutties is going to be tough. But I think it's going to be tough. But I don't think it's impossible, because I think the Lions' offense is on awesome on gas shit. You feel me? So I don't think it's. I was going to go into I don't think Sam Laporta at 3 is a bad pick. You know what I mean? I think any tight end. I think if any tight end win, I didn't think any tight end should have won in the 2nd round. I was glad that I not seeing that this in this draft made me say, okay, good. All right, we got something. All right, cool. Yeah. So taking Sam Laporta in the middle of the 3rd round at that was even all right, that's where the first one. I just knew I knew I was going to take the tight end after the first tight end was going to take. However, wherever they slid was where I was going to try to work that strategy out, just because of I think we said before, there's the top four. There's the four for me that I think that you could that are flirting with 12 to 13 plus. Do you know what I mean? On average, like, and if you can get fucking plus 10 from a tight end, you're looking at a fucking great season from that guy. You know what I mean? So it's Sam Laporta, Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, and Trey McBride. You feel me? And so I thought, and there's somebody in here that got Trey McBride went all the way down to
5.
So yeah, like I see Mark Andrews was picked up in the 6th round, and
that's a steal.
Right, and where the fuck and Trey McBride went in the end of the 5th round.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like these are boy. It's almost like would you rather have Sam Laporta in the 3rd, or would you rather have Mark Andrews in the 5th?
Oh, give me that.
I mean, Mark Andrews
Kyle Pitts went to the 7th, and people thinking he's gonna be.
Yes, sir.
Thinking he's gonna be. And
Dalton Kincaid went in the 6th round too. So you know what I mean. Dalton Kincaid. That's probably where he should be. Kind of, you know what I mean. Not even the 6th round. I would still say like 7th ish for him.
I mean,
but you know what I mean.
That's a guy that's probably gonna be the number 1 target.
Yeah,
he's got first round capital. They got to get the ball to somebody.
Facts.
So after going over these, obviously, I think me and Eli went with the same hero RB strategy. You went with.
I was like, yeah, man, you get into yours. My wide receivers ended up. My wide receivers, like I said, I already spoke about my QB being Kyler Murray. I like him as my late. I got him in the 8th round. And my running back Breece Hall and Travis Etienne, and I also did get Zach Moss in the 10th round, which I thought was beautiful, and Jaylen Warren in the 11th, just as some upside plays. That's what you're looking for in the late round. My wide receivers, I have Garrett Wilson as my wide receiver 1, and I have George Pickens and T. Higgins. I'm kind of so on those, and people know me. I'm not a big Terry McLaurin fan, but getting him in the 7th round, it's like, oh, okay.
I have a very high take on Terry McLaurin. I think he's going to have a very great season this season. I'm not going to lie.
If you think Jaden Daniels going to go, you feel me? I usually don't pick Terry McLaurin, but it was there. It was between him and Chris Godwin for me, and so I was and then I took Terry McLaurin trying to see if Chris Godwin would slide back to me, and he did not. So I was very upset about it.
You should know me better. You know this.
And I do.
Guys I always gotta have on my team, man.
But because since what's his face didn't fall back to me, I went ahead and got Christian Watson in the end of the 9th, which I thought was.
You know how I feel about light skinned Jesus. You feel me?
Hey, go ahead.
Christian Watson.
But go into you feel me? Go into your hero, your hero status.
If I'm gonna be honest, you guys, like looking looking back at my team, I don't think I had the greatest draft. If I'm gonna be honest. One thing I did want to preference, and I probably preference it, and I probably look at it in next draft. I'm looking at a lot of these. I don't think the norm that we've expected from rookies is gonna be the norm this season. So I'm feeling like the 2 RB strategy might be the best way to go, because I believe we feel like Marvin Harrison is going to be the X in his offense. We feel like Malik's going to be the X in his offense. There's a lot of rookie wide receivers that are going to be the X in their offense, and I feel that you can get in later rounds that'll probably give you at least good enough value for you to go double RB and still get great wide receiver value. So that's probably what I'm gonna do next time going around. But I went hero RB and Bijan, just hearing that he gonna be the next CMC from his coach. You feel me? And I had to go there. But I went Marvin Harrison just because he's gonna be a value monster. But
Marvin did move up. Marvin did move up in the draft. I'm pretty sure he went somewhere in the 3rd. I think he went somewhere in the mid 3rd or the early 3rd last. But continue. I'm gonna look for it while you.
Oh no. Like I said, I don't think I had the greatest draft. I got Mike Evans, Amari Cooper, James Cook. Like I said, I got Joe Burrow, Jaden Reed. I feel like I had a very okay draft. I think, and this is gonna be like, this is me like wanting to segue into like the worst and the favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I wanna go ahead and throw it out there. I believe I had outside of Bijan, I believe I had the worst draft. You feel me? And
Okay.
my favorite one happens to be CJ's.
Okay.
Okay.
So
All right. All right.
I do want to like I said, our main goal was talk about our draft strategies. I had the same strategy as Eli, so I didn't want to elaborate on too much because like it's the same strategy. But getting into my favorite and worst, I do believe I had the worst in my opinion, and I believe CJ had the best in my opinion. Just like for a lot of the reasons why he was talking about, like being able to get Brees, Garrett, and Travis Etienne to go double RB and still getting an elite wide receiver
Yeah.
is heavily underrated, to be honest, in my opinion. So that's why I feel like he's the favorite. And me being the worst just comes from roster construction. And I don't think I don't think any of them were really bad picks. I just think it comes from like roster construction and what I prioritize.
You are in the seventh pick, which is always kind of tough to be sort of in the middle. That middle draft be tough because you got to try to like
pick
reach and
like
sometimes sweep
Yeah.
and
fourth
it'd
and
be
seven is
tough.
tough.
And I'll give you one of the segue into the worst teams, but still getting back into one of the strategies that we didn't get into. I'm not gonna hold you. Is our boy Dominc here? I mean, is our boy Dom and our homeboy? Because like, and we did have a CPU draft too. Do you know what I mean? Because when somebody also didn't make it, but like, I'm not a super fan of the CPU's draft and Dominic's because they went zero RB strategy. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so there are three teams with the zero RB strategy. We have Kendall at CD Lamb and Devontae Adams as his two receivers, and then he went Lamar Jackson as his third with his QB with the third pick, and then Dominc went Justin Jefferson and Stefon Diggs at 207.
I told y'all how I feel about them Texans and Bears receivers, man.
So I think that right there put.
Your name ain't wrong. I'm sending you home. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie.
Listen, man. I think he ended up getting DJ Moore in the third round. I think you literally could have switched those two players, like DJ Moore somewhere in the second round if you wanted to, and Stefon Diggs. Both of them wouldn't have been third. They would have been somewhere around third round picks or fourth round. Stefon Diggs is further for me. I wouldn't have picked, but you know what I mean. Stefon Diggs is more of a fourth, fifth rounder for me.
I would have taken Saquon before Stefon. I think Saquon want to pick after. If you tell me those first three picks would have been Justin Jefferson, Saquon, and then still grabbing DJ Moore in the third, hey,
look, Devontae Adams, Chris Olave. Jumping right back into the topic of the Texans receiving group, we had Stefon Diggs jump up to the second round. That was somebody's second receiver off the board, and then they got DJ Moore. I wasn't a big fan of that at all. But they also did end up taking their first running back being Isaiah Pacheco off the board at 4, which I think is still a little high.
That's disgusting word.
For Isaiah Pacheco at round 4, even though I think I would say he's being slept on, but I don't think he'd need to reach that far for Isaiah Pacheco there.
I think like one more round later, like round 5 is like, all right, I'll go ahead and take him. But I feel better putting Pacheco with like that dog. If you got like McCaffrey and Pacheco or Brees Pacheco, Bijan Pacheco, Pacheco is your number one option.
Pacheco went in the 5th round last week.
Yeah,
last draft.
That's solid. But was he the first running back on that person's team?
Right. And then you want to see somebody else on the other who went zero RB that went crazy on some running backs, man. We have Kendall's team he was the second pick. He had CD Lamb and Devontae Adams. Okay. Went Lamar as the QB off the board. I'm like, okay, cool beans. He went and got Alvin Kamara at the 4th round. as his first running back off the board.
That
I see.
can play off however you see it, right? You know, we were just talking about Alvin, what was it, last week or a couple weeks ago, how
Mm-hmm.
he's still going to give you good value, but where you took him, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, can he still be RB? Can he still give RB1 numbers? Possibly.
He went right behind. He went 409. So like Josh Jacobs went at 401. Pacheco went 407. Then Kamara. He went right in front of Rashad White and James Cook.
Okay.
So he is right around that. Some people would typically have him in the back of those,
Yeah.
just basically off of age status and things of that nature. But like I said, I am high on Alvin Kamara. I would probably banking on him sliding to me
Yeah.
into that 5th round, but letting James Cook, if you're high on him and you don't think he's going to slide, then go ahead and take him. So it's not too bad. He went. He also went and got Malik Neighbors in the 5th round. Not too bad.
No, not bad.
George Kittle at 609.
That's pretty
Not
good value.
that bad. And then he got Rashid Rice in the 7th round, someone that we knew was going to be falling just because um, based on what's it called,
Suspension.
on suspensions. And so depending on what you think, depending on how many games, he could be somebody that
He might not even
7.
play half the season for you.
He might not play half the season. So where do you want to risk picking him up? It is too early kind of now, just because we don't know what the suspension might be. I think how I'm looking at anything below 6, anything like 6 games and below, then I'm still gonna look at him somewhere around that 6th, 7th round. You know what I mean? 7th, 8th round. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anything past 6, and we're talking like half a season, he's moved down to a late round flyer pick. Like, you just looking at just the upside. Maybe he comes back in the back half of the season and turns up for you, and you got him for a steal. You got him for a low price. But
I would say, even to me though, even if he is suspended, say like 4 or 5 games, you know, they got 2 other receivers that, you know, they're probably gonna like to throw the ball to a lot, right? We were just talking about Travis. You know, Travis is still gonna eat targets. I keep hearing that. You know, Patty's got a good rapport with Marquise. I keep hearing that. And then
I do hear that.
know,
I was like, because
Worthy.
Worthy got a hamstring issue right now.
Yeah, he's
We
got a
don't even
hammy
know where
issue. But let's say, you know, that gets cleared up. Let's say he has some pretty solid games by the time that you know, the season starts. Let's say he has some solid games while Rashid is suspended. At that point, how are we viewing Rashid in that offense and where you're taking him, right? Even if he is only suspended, let's say like 4 games, right? Do you still want to take him with that 7th round pick and say those other guys are kind of popping off? Because you might be able to get one of those guys that are actually going to be playing around that same pick that you are looking at taking Rashid. You know, so it's like, do you take the guy that's going to be suspended, or do you take the guys that are going to be playing?
Kenneth Walker. So after he could have got Kenneth Walker, Evan Ingram was out there, David Montgomery, Brock Bowers. What another receiver? He could have
Like,
taken Roma Dunze went 708. He jumped crazy. But likes of Terry McLaurin, DeAndre Hopkins, Chris Godwin.
I mean, look, I'm looking at the draft right now. Hollywood went in the 8th round. So
Hollywood went in our 9th round.
Ninth round. Oh, sorry, my bad. Yeah, he went in the 9th
Oh,
round.
good.
So at that point, I mean, you know, would you rather take the guy that's going to be suspended, or would you rather take the guy that is, you know, going to be playing, right? So
fair.
So then at that point, it's like, okay, you know, how do you play? You know, it's only so many players that are going to get the ball, and I kind of look at it. I think it's a little bit different than the Alvin Kamara situation, right? Like,
Okay.
you know, last year it was Jamal Williams,
Yep.
and Kendra Miller, but we all knew Alvin Kamara was going to be getting the damn ball once he got back.
Right.
I can't say the same with Rashid Rice in the price of I would take him over, you know, Marquise Brown and Xavier Worthy. especially if he does get that 4 to 6 game suspension. Maybe if he slides down a little bit more, yeah.
I see it.
Yeah.
I see it. So, but yeah, banking. But that kind of rounds up, and then finishing off Dominic's team with the Justin Jefferson and Stefon Diggs. He got DJ Moore in the third, Pacheco in the fourth, Zay Flowers back at the 5th round. He got Anthony Richardson in the 6th round, which I thought was that was probably his best pick. It's probably his best pick on his team next to Justin Jefferson at 4, of course. Then he got Evan Ingram at the 7th pick.
I like that pick. I think Evan
Not
Ingram
bad.
was slept on, man.
Right, not bad at all. And then he got Hollywood Brown in the 9th round. He got Raheem Mostert in the 8th, depending on if they still think if he stays healthy, then he still has a 21 rushing touchdowns last year. He'll probably fall. He'll fall from that, but it won't be
far from that.
He'll fall far from it, but he'll still be one of the leading running backs in Miami. I think they're still going to try to spell and be a committee. So we'll see. I'm trying to, and then I didn't even get into the CPUs. No running backs, but they had AJ Brown, Drake London, Devon Achane, Rashad, Debo, Mark Andrews, Rome, Dak at 8, Deontay at 9, DeAndre Swift, and Austin Eckler. Ooh, I like the CPUs. Team is not bad.
Grabbing Eckler all the way.
I'm about to say
round 11.
Around 11. That's not bad.
I'm gonna have to put that on my radar.
You know what I'm saying? Mark Andrews at round 6.
Maybe
it's not bad. I think
foolish.
CPU again. CPU always come through cracking heads. Yeah. CPU at that. He took his 0 RB and went to town. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Kendall's and Dom, so I think that at that right now is probably, I'd say one of those are some of like the teams that I think. And Nigel had Bijan, Marvin, Laporta. Marvin at the 204 is at the tip top of probably where he's going to be going around. You got to be ready to spend that second if you want him. Laporta at the 3rd round, like we already talked about the tight ends. Mike Evans at 4 is a regular 4th round pick. James Cook at 5 is not bad. He's around the Alvin Kamara, Rashad White, James Cook role. I just was looking at him. I was just looking at a graphic of James Cook, I believe. Yeah. Hold on. I was just looking at it just because I just saw it. I was just looking at a graphic of James Cook. This is Upper Hand Fantasy, and they have James Cook and Isaiah Pacheco side by side stats. 17. James Cook 17 to Isaiah Pacheco's 18 game opportunities per games. So we're talking about those touches. James Cook got 94 yards from scrimmage. Isaiah Pacheco has 84. Total touchdowns for James Cook is 6. Total touchdowns for Pacheco is 9. And James Cook at 14 PPR points per game and Pacheco at 15.3. Yeah.
But I think James Cook is probably going to improve on that.
Okay.
Especially, towards the end of last season, that's when we started to see that, Josh Allen to Stefon Diggs connection start to go down a little bit because they stopped trying to run the offense so much through Stefon and say, look, we got to run this bitch, or, we got to spread it out a little bit. We can't just keep airing it out to Stefon. And that's where you're seeing so many 2 to 3 interception games from Josh Allen. Once they started getting James Cook the ball, hey, he started doing a little something.
Fair.
I think he'll improve on it.
Okay. Okay.
I like James Cook. I think him in the 5th round, that's solid. Solid shit. I'll be looking for him.
And then Amari in the 6th. The Browns are always a toss-up for me. I tend to ignore them or steer away from them. Joe Burrow at 7. I think Joe Burrow at 7 is nice. I'm still a little bit weary of his wrist situation. Every time I hear it's like seems like it's he's overcoming Mount Everest. You know what I mean? Those wrist injuries are not crazy. It's all about every time he gets hit and knocks down and lands on his wrist. You feel me? How is his wrist gonna take that? So you feel me? So I think I will. Joe Burrow in the 7th round is probably the earliest I take him. Do you know what I mean? That's where Joe Burrow. That's where Joe Burrow is for me, just based on health reasons and things like that. But I think he is around that Dak Kyler tier for me on what you want to do. You know what I mean?
He kind of scares me, man.
He do.
Bro, he's only had one season where he actually finished out a full season. You know, his rookie season ended injury. You know, tore his ACL last season. Season ended injury, wrist injury. You know, and then even before that, he came into the season hobbled with the calf injury. So I mean, that's a little scary, man. I mean, somebody's gonna take him. You got to take him at some point. I just can't say he would be on my radar to take personally.
Right. And then he ended up getting Jaden Reed in the 8th. Not bad. Najee Harris, Brian Thomas. His team is so. It is, but I think James Cook and Joe Burrow at the 7th are good picks. Jaden Reed we're gonna have to see, depending on a healthy Christian Watson, what's it gonna look like if it was just a product of injuries and things like that nature. But Jaden Reed is a wild card. I do like him. And Brian Thomas was one of his sleepers that he pointed out a good case for him. So his team is not the worst, but you feel me? So so Dominc and Kendall are kind of the ones I'm eyeing out there. And then we got some others. And then as the top, I do like mine. Breece Hall and ETN and Garrett Wilson as my, and then Travis Kelce in the 4th. I think my 4 picks, because I think that went pretty much exactly how I went. I took a big risk going ETN in the 3rd and not knowing if Kelce was gonna slide on down, and then he did. I said, oh yeah. I said, go ahead, because I knew if I went Kelce, ETN wasn't gonna slide past, because the nigga next to me went Derrick Henry and Josh Jacobs. So I was like, so glad. I would definitely rather have ETN and Kelce than Kelce and Josh Jacobs. Do you know what I mean?
I feel that.
So,
I feel that.
So I am, and I think Zach Moss at round 10.
That's good.
I think Zach Moss is going to fall into that Joe Mixon spot. I think as long as he stays healthy, it's going to be easy to fall into to be just Joe Mixon, and to get Joe Mixon in the 10th round of Bengals. Joe Mixon in the 10th round. I think this team right here is pretty tough. I think this team is pretty tough. So,
I gotta agree.
So, I'm gonna leave y'all off, and then right before random fact of the day, because I enjoy these. They say, what is the random fact for the day? They say that they said, did you know that humans can't walk in a straight line without looking at something?
I can believe that.
Okay.
I can believe that. I feel like every time you got to walk a straight line, either you're going to be looking down to try and walk in that straight line, or you're going to try and concentrate on something to be able to walk in the straight. Yeah, I feel like it's probably like impossible to be able to walk in a straight line without being able to focus on something. You need something to guide you.
Okay. And then one more, they said, do you know a shark is the only fish that can blink with both eyes?
So what? Fish can't blink at all, or they just blink one eye at a time?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all.
Fish don't be blinking; they just be winking.
They I don't know what. I actually don't know what I thought fish do.
I never thought about fish's eyes, but now I'm gonna hold a fish and look and see, like, bro, you winking at me? You feel me?
I didn't like that. Jesus. But shit, man. But hey, listen, it's your boy. It's your boy CJ. I got my boy Eli.
Sir.
Nigel is with us in spirit through technical difficulties. I know he'd be saying Garrett Wilson all the way, or something
If he said
outrageous.
Wilson with the number 1 overall pick, bro, don't look at nobody.
He said, "Hey, listen, something outrageous."
Yeah.
And with that being said, this is the end of the Fleecers Fantasy Football Podcast. Peace.
Yeah.